Welcome back to Can't Report That podcast. Uh, Thank you for sticking with us. And if you haven't seen any of our other episodes, please go back to our channel and check them out. This is where we talk about funny stories that have happened to us on the job, funny, scary, and all of the above.
Funny, scary, crazy, stupid.
Yep, all of the above. Also, like and subscribe. Anyway, like always, I'm Sky.
I'm Oliver.
I'm Q.
All right, let's roll the intro and start our stories.
Radio check. Loud and clear. Dispatch, be advised. Following episode contains stories that were definitely not in the post orders. We're talking graphic content, excessive profanity, and things HR told us to never speak of again. Listener discretion is advised. Copy that.
All right. Well, as y'all know, this is where we talk about funny stories that happened to us, scary, whatever. And as I promised on the last episode, I am going to tell you the details of how I got punched in the face by a 14-year-old kid.
So this is one of the scary stories.
10-year-old.
No.
9-year-old?
No. All right. The reason he does that, so just after the story's over, when we were walking around, everybody that would come up to me and be like, hey, I heard you got punched by a 12-year-old. And then the next person would be like, I heard it was 11-year-old. And
They all got younger.
and every year I got younger. Yep. Anyway, no, I got punched by a 14-year-old kid that was on drugs. Now, how it happened. So, one night I was working with another partner, and while working with that partner, it was one of the 16-hour shifts that I worked. And while working, we had guys that were dressed in like blue, and I want to say it was what's that one group that goes down? It's that when people need something or need the.
What?
Like the people that are in need, and then they have like people go around and help like the homeless and stuff. The crisis
team.
Yeah, crisis
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
So
Not right. I was thinking of the blue, the silent blue moving group.
Oh, Blue Man Group?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I was like, why the fuck is he
No,
talking
no.
about that?
So-
Yeah, I didn't know where you were going either.
yeah. Sorry. So we had.
Do they wear blue?
Yeah, they had blue and black on. Yeah. So we had the crisis team bring these two young kids. That one of them don't know what her age was, but the other kid, and they looked young. Like I thought they were about 16, but I was wrong. So
Because they were really 12.
no, they were 14. 14, that's the legal 14. So anyway, we had the crisis team bring them in, get them a ticket to the train, and they came in and they went and sat down. Now, we don't have great luck with kids. At this time when he came in, I actually, when you are in a situation and you kind of have that feeling that something's 100% going to happen, like you have that, like, not even a hair stand up on your neck, but you're kind of like
The Peter Tingle?
the Peter Tingle. Yes. Okay. So I had the Peter Tingle. Anyway.
Yeah, you did.
Huh? What'd you say?
I was like, yeah, you did.
Oh my God. So when these two kids came in with the crisis team, the train arrived. Well, when they went to go load, the kids, the crisis team gave them their ticket and said, hey, they need to get on this train and get to where they're going. We said, okay, cool. Well, they were high, by the way. So these kids were high and drunk. And also when they came in, their face was red. Well, apparently without knowing any of this. So when they went to go try to get on the train, they were like really slow and really like, we tried to talk to them just to see, what kind of happened and stuff like that. And they were saying all sorts of stuff. Like when my other partner, when she asked him like how everything was going, like she was like, hey, how's everything going? And like, hey, what happened to your face? Because his face was red, like beet red, like almost got punched red. Well, he was like, I got sprayed in the face with shit. And we were like, what? And he's like, yeah, I got fucking poop in my eye. And we were like, what the, like, what? Like, okay, how did you get shit in your eye, right? Literally, like, we were like, what? Well, so she's like, how did you get poop in your eye? And she was like, fucking police. And now we're like, what? Like, we're like, what the fuck's happening, right? Well, come to find out after sitting there and talking to them for a little bit, the police actually ended up pepper spraying them. So these kids ended up getting pepper sprayed. Who knows why? They didn't tell us any of that. They were not even willing to.
So they pepper sprayed them and then just released them.
No, they pepper sprayed them. Apparently, because we asked the crisis team what was going on too when they got there, and they said the police pepper sprayed them, put them in a car, drove them to the terminal, and told them you're trespassed out of the city for 24 hours, and then gave them to the crisis team that was there. Then the crisis team said these guys aren't allowed back in the city for 24 hours. They need to get back to their house.
Can you be trespassed from a city?
Yeah, it seems like a far reach. They probably just saying that just because they're kids and they think that they believe them.
Yeah.
I don't think any official paperwork was probably.
The official paperwork, because I got the court stuff. Yeah, they were trespassed out of the city for 24
You
hours.
could trespass somebody from a city.
Yeah, the police did. I mean,
Okay.
for 24 hours.
I feel like you need
I didn't know
a
that
judge's
was-
approval or something. Like that's a big.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing.
And then you pepper spray a minor and then release them. That's kind of like you have to contact their parents. Or that whole thing sounds sketchy.
It does.
But that's not our end. That's on PD's end. But
Exactly.
it's a little like
We had no idea, right? And they still didn't tell us why. So who knows why? I guess they went to it was like one of those like music festival things, like where you raves and stuff. So no one knows why they were trespassed out of the city. Knowing that kid now, it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest with you. So
I mean, we've all been young and wanted to fuck around the city and be delinquents and shit. So, but that's like why being on the other side of it is like having to see kids come in and deal with them. It's just like, oh God, I remember what it was like being them. And
yep.
so there's not even a Peter tingle. It's just memory of like, I was young and dumb once too.
Well, so the crazy thing is, so when the kids came in, right, and we talked to them, I went over and I went to go take my lunch, right? And while going to take my lunch, while going to take my lunch, I literally looked at one of the employees and I said, that kid's trouble and something's going to happen today. Not kidding. Went and took my lunch, came back. I come back from my lunch and I go to see, like what's going on with the kid. And they about to get on the train. They're kind of like stumbling, really like they're drunk and high, right? And as they go to get on the train, well, we ended up closing it before they could get on because they were taking so freaking long and lollygagging to try and get there, right? So we ended up having
had
to
a few of
close it
those.
and say, hey,
But
you're
this is
gonna
a
have to do the
kid.
next
This
one.
is like
That's where everything hit the fan. That's where all this shit hit the fan. So all of a sudden, the kid, he's at the far end of the terminal, and you just hear him like, and someone comes up and they're like, hey, that guy's like asking people to take everything out of their pockets, right? And I'm like, what? Right? That's fucking weird. So we go up to the kid. We're like, dude, what are you doing? While we're standing there, he literally, while we're standing there, he's like, hey, man, he's like, do you have my phone? Like to just random people, right? No one he knows, just random. Hey, do you have my phone? And people were actually like taking stuff out of their pockets and putting it out like that. And we're like, dude, you can't be doing that. You can't be asking people to take out their, he's like, yeah, but somebody here has my phone. And we're like, you didn't come in with the phone. Nobody was here with the phone. Anyway, so he goes, so he's like, and he's going person to person, like, and while we're standing there, like, hey, what this, we're like, dude, you need to go outside. Like, if you want to get on the next train, you can't be doing this to our customers, right? You need to go outside. You need to stop, which he didn't do. He just kept going. So we're like, you need to go outside. So we escort him outside, right? Have him outside. And then he starts doing it to all the patrons that are outside. Like, he literally just goes up and he's like, hey, you have my phone, take stuff out. Now, when he went to the one guy outside, he almost got his ass kicked because the guy was just like, the guy, you know how like, he goes, what the hell did you just fucking say? And stands up, right? And I'm like, oh shit. So me and my partner at the time, we at that point we had to make distance, right? Get him distance. So we're like, dude, you're not going back in the terminal because you can't leave people alone. And mind you, this is after a concert. So the place is packed. Like, it's not just a couple hundred people. It's literally like there's no seats. People are standing somewhat shoulder to shoulder. There was a good amount of people in there. And so we keep him outside. So we're like, you're staying outside. And he's like, nuh-uh. He goes, I'm going to that location that I need to go to. And we're like, you will, just when the train arrives, we will then escort you onto the train. You know, that way you're not messing with people. And then once you're out on the train, you're out of our hair, right? And you can get home. Even the person that he was with the female, even the person that he was with was like backing off and like, I have nothing to do with this kid. Like, because, you know, he was making trouble with us. So we told him, we're like, yo, you're not going back in that terminal until the train gets here. And we stood there. We stood there out there with him and, you know, make sure he wasn't, you know, messing with patrons. So then it rolls around to, then it's like, I don't know, about 5-10 minutes, but he kept insisting, I'm going back in that terminal, going back in that terminal. And we're like, no, you're not. To the point where he was like shoving me and my other partner. Like we were like, we locked arms pretty much. Like we linked arms and we were like, and he just kept trying to like push through us. And we're like, dude, you're not going back in the terminal until it's time. You're just, you know, these people are trying to fight you and we're actually trying to keep you safe right now because you're talking to these people that want to fight you, right? For doing it. So, anyway, he just keeps doing it. And we're like, nope. Anyway, so at one point, he actually tried to run like Red Rover, you know, when you're like, Red Rover, send whoever the fuck that is over, you know? And then they link arms and then they run through.
Never played that.
What? Oh.
That's like grade school. That's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never played that?
Nah.
I know if they
I've watched people play. I don't think I ever. Maybe once.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not even going to explain that.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. I'm not gonna, okay, so.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So me and my other partner, we literally like linked arms, right? And he just tried to run as hard as he could through us. Now at this point, you're physically like, you know, we are now, this is all physical at this point, right? So at this point, I just got done. I just grabbed him by the, like, he had a sweatshirt on. So like by like right here kind of, as he ran by me, well, not by me, you know, he hit me and then I grabbed him and I'm like, nope, I'm done with this crap. And I literally dragged him out. There's like, per the terminal, there's 2 sets of doors, okay? And then there's like a hallway between kind of thing, right? He got through one set, and then at that point, we were like, nope, you're staying out. So I dragged him out, physically dragged him out. At that point, he was like, don't touch me. If you touch me again, I'm gonna have to throw some hands. And I'm like, I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like he looked like he was about 16. I was like, dude, I don't care. It's like, first off, how tall are you? He was about 5'6", 5'7". So the kid's about 5'6".
No, he's a little taller than that.
Is he? Well,
Yeah,
now he is, but you got to remember, this is about a year.
Because I've dealt with him. I've dealt with him a few times. He's taller than that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm 6 foot. Just so y'all know, I'm 6 foot. So honestly, anything under that's short.
Like an average teenager's height.
Yeah, he was at, yeah. Well, so maybe like 5'8" then maybe. Anyway.
Yeah.
So this kid's about 5'8". So, and he's like, he goes, if you don't stop, I'm going to have to throw some hands. And he gets up like this, right? And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I don't care. And so I'm at this point, I'm literally bumping him. I'm just like, keep going. Like you're going to swing. You're not going to like the outcome, right? Because I don't care, right? And I'm just like, I keep pushing him. Okay. Oliver, come here. So.
Do I get to hit you?
No, you don't get to hit me. Okay.
You're too old to hit him, man.
Yeah. So the kid's about this close to me, right? And he goes,
I'm you in this situation.
yeah, you're me in this situation. I'm the kid, right? No. He's just like, and I was just like, cool, keep going. Like I just kept pushing, right? The second swing, no, not pushing, no, physically, like actually like bump, like you're still going to keep moving, right? So he swings once, boom, just like that. Literally just like that. The second one I actually dodged because I kind of seen it coming a little bit. And I kind of just went a little bit, but he went like that, literally, just like over my head. Anyway, the third one is when I felt, now at this point, I actually dodged because he kind of got a little more squared. And when he went, as he went like this to go around, well, I dodged that way. And he almost missed me, but all I felt was just across the forehead. And I went into full football mode. I went down and I literally just grabbed him by the waist, picked him up, threw him on my shoulder like this, just literally carrying him on my shoulder. And I'm like, not today, motherfucker. And I walked all the way across the terminal outside, by the way. There's a huge area. And I walked all the way across the terminal. And I'm like, now, when the third swing went, the supervisor on site, this is why I did it, why I picked him up. Because at this point, when he swung the third time and actually clipped like my forehead and I felt it, I heard the supervisor like scream, "Hey!" Like, right? And but I was already down, already felt the hit, and I literally just picked him up, I literally threw him on my shoulder, and I just walked. I was like, not today. I get about halfway to 3/4 through the terminal plaza, whatever, right? And I realize I'm carrying a freaking 14-year-old kid. I'm like, what am I doing, right? So I put down the kid, and I'm just like, you're going to stay out here. And I was like, don't even try it, right? Don't even try and come inside. Then there's like there's like a ticket booth area. And I walked him past that. And at this point, like now he's trying to like go every direction he can to get into the terminal. And I realized this day that I was definitely in shape enough to catch a 14-year-old kid. That sounds bad. This sounds really bad, but I'm just saying like agility wise but he was high and drunk. So I can't really have a win on that one. Anyway, so now I'm in boots, right? Cause we're working. So I'm in boots and he's like, I'm going to get on. He's like, I'm getting on that train to go and work. You are getting on that train. Now, at this point, okay, the supervisor comes over after the punch and he goes to talk to the kid and he's like, yo, you can't be doing that. You're not going to be able to get on the train. We're not going to let you on the train if you're going to keep acting like this. And the kid with no hesitation, I'll let Q finish it, calls the supervisor.
Ball face.
Yeah. And it was so funny to where my partner was more of a serious person and I wasn't. Okay. So I'm more of the like laugh kind of thing. Even though I was in that situation, like you have no idea how much I actually had to turn around for a second to laugh. Well, that's when my, partner went all serious, was like, you are not coming back in this terminal and, all that stuff, and went like all like
every single time.
Yeah, she went, yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She went like, strict, like super strict. You're not coming on this thing. I'm
Full
laughing.
mom mode.
I'm turned around. Huh? Oh,
Yeah.
Anyway, I turn around and I'm laughing, like just for a quick second. Cause then when I realized she goes in the full strict mode, I'm like, okay, laugh. And like, when you do like one of those like circle laugh, okay, turn around. By the time you get back, you're like, okay, straight face, boom, done, whatever. And I thought it was funny. It was very good.
It's still
timing.
funny.
It was hilarious. It was good timing. Anyway, so at this point now it's like, dude, you just lost your ride home pretty much, right? Or unless you have somebody come pick you up and all that. Anyway, so we weren't allowing him on the train at this point. Nobody's going on the train. And at this point, the supervisor is also calling 911, right? So at this point, they're calling because there was a physical fight. He hit me. It was an assault. It's a big situation now, right? So it takes a little bit for the police to show up. Now, while they're showing up, everybody outside, mind you, there's a lot of people in the terminal, right? So there's a lot of people also outside because, they're not smoking. Anyway, so there's a lot of people outside. Well, then he tried to run by me like multiple times. Now I'm wearing boots. Like, so when he would run by me to try and go and sneak into the, the train terminal for no reason, like I would grab him, literally just grab him and pull him back out. Nope, you're staying out here, bro. You're staying out here. So then he walks up to me and he's like, well, can I ride the train tonight? And we're like, no, you're not riding the train. He's like, but what if I'm gay? Then can I ride the train?
What the fuck?
That's what he said. He literally was like, he's like, but what if I'm gay? Can I ride it then? And I'm like, dude, I don't care which way you swing. You're not riding this train. And then he comes up and he goes, okay, well then what if I'm straight? And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't care what you prefer, right? I was like, it doesn't matter what you prefer. Your actions are not letting you on this train, right? And he was like, but that's not fair. And I was like, what? And he's like, that's racist. Now, given, yes, the kid was African-American, he is a black kid. So he's like, but that's racist. And I'm like, bro, your actions show obviously clearly that it's just your actions has nothing to do with the color of your skin or any type of way you lean towards sexuality, anything. It doesn't mean any of that. It's about what you did here. It's why you're not able to get on the train tonight. And so at this point, we're like, yo, the lady you came in with, right? Like, and we went and talked to her. We're like, hey, are you with him? And she was like, I've never met him before. This is the first day I've ever met. Like the first time I ever went on a date. You know, this is a date or whatever. And we're like,
they went on a date?
I guess it was like a date. Yeah, it's the first time they've ever met to get, went hung out together and ever met before. Okay, whatever. So now at this point, he tries to run by me again. So he tries to run by me, and there's so many people outside, right? Like I said, to the point they're watching all this happen. They're watching all of this happen, and they lined up. Okay, so I have to visually put this. Okay, the terminal doors. So there's 6 doors at the front, and when he ran by me a third time, so this is the third time he ran by me, everybody outside lined up and actually played Red Rover, like dead serious. So they actually all linked arms, literally linked arms, like not even like stood side by side. No, they actually all literally linked arms. So when I turned around to run after him, he ran thinking they were going to let him through, right? He thought they were going to let him through because he's like, these are my friends, whatever. He went running into the pile, literally, and everyone was blocking the entire terminal, okay? And literally linked arms. So when he ran into him, they grabbed him, no kidding, whoever he ran into, they grabbed him and threw him back towards us and was like, here you go, security, and literally threw him back towards us. Now, at this point, and then I grabbed him, pulled him all the way back to the end of the plaza terminal thing. And so then, now we see sirens. Now we hear sirens, and now we see lights, right? I just said we see sirens. No, now we hear sirens and see lights. And so at this point, my partner and I, we were still keeping him out. He ran by us again. Now at this point, we still had everybody lined up blocking the terminal doors. And when he ran, there's like a tunnel thing that goes to the other trains. Like, how you can do, there's like different stations. There's like a tunnel thing that goes through to a different track, right? To a different track of the train. And he ran over, and when he realized that, obviously then we're going to let him in. So he turned and went, boom, across into the tunnel that way, right? Which also, there is also a way to get into the terminal. If you go around, there's also a way to get in the terminal again, back into the original terminal. And when he ran that way. Well, my partner stopped. My partner was like, oh, he sees the cops. This was her thinking, and was, hey, he sees the cops. He's gone. He's running. Like, he's going to run to the other terminal and then try and bail out that way, because there's ways to go out that way too. And so he goes that way. I know exactly where he's going. So he goes, as he runs, takes a left and goes to the other tunnel. I know that he's trying to go back into the other terminal because he's trying to get on the train that is arriving at that moment. Like, there was a train coming in, right? Well, I went through the Red Rover line, so the line standing there linked it. And as soon as I seen him go left, I knew exactly where he's going. So I went right into the line. They opened up. They even opened the doors for me. I went running through. I get into the terminal, right? And this place is packed, like arm to arm, shoulder to shoulder, packed, right? They turn. There's so many people in here. They turn. They see me running. And everyone made a funnel they opened up like a line where I could run and literally run right to there was like a side door where that was the other entrance, run right to it. Like they all knew too. When I was running right for it. They let me all through, right? I get to that. And as I get to that, he comes through the door. And I just, bam, I just full on, just straight on run. Just as he comes to the door, It shocked the shit out of him. You should have seen his face. He's like, ha ha, I outsmarted him, comes to the door, and he's like, oh shit. And then bam. Literally, his face was like, oh shit. I just, bam, I hit him, right? Not hit him, but I tackled him, right? Or no, I didn't tackle him. Okay, I wrapped around him just to grab him for a second so he'd stop running. Then I grabbed him by the thing and I pulled him out. Okay, so now at this point, I pull him out of the side door, back through the side door, because at this point, I'm not dragging him back through the whole terminal that way. I'm going to go through the side door. I'm dragging him through the side door. He's out of breath. He's like, I'm out of breath, so I'm like, and we're both standing outside into the second total that matches to it. And now,
Did you really run out of breath just now?
a little bit. Okay.
We actually caught that.
So,
that's authenticity.
We're both like, "Whew, okay, right? Now, at this point, there's a gate behind me. So when they offload the train, there's like you go one.
He's really out of breath.
I'm trying to catch my breath. Hold on. So at this point, there's a gate behind me that also it's the exit to the train. So when you come off the train, then when you go to leave the terminal, there's a tunnel. You guys know, there's that tunnel that comes out where there's a gate, right? And that gate goes up and down. So like the workers, they obviously pick it up when the train,
we get it.
when the train comes in. So here's the thing: the gate was open. So now I'm standing in front of the gate. He's there. He's like, I hear on the radio, hey Skylar, do you want me to shut the gate? And I'm like, yes, shut the gate. Like I'm out of breath, right? I'm like, shut the gate, right?
Breathe, bro.
I'm like, shut the gate, right? Well, he's like, all right, I shut the gate. I turn around, look, the gate's not shut. The gate, I repeat, the gate is not shut. I was like, shut the gate, right? And they're like, no, I shut the gate. I'm like, I literally said this on the radio. I was like, I know I only have one eye, but I guarantee that gate is not shut. I said that on the radio, right? And I'm like, I guarantee, I'm looking at the gate that's not shut, right? So then the worker comes walking over and he's like, oh, I thought you meant the other gate. And I'm like, no, I'm like, right here. You can see it on the cameras, right where I'm at. Anyway, I'm like, shut the gate. Okay, now this guy's like, at this point, like I said, I'm still out of breath. He's out of breath. And then he goes to run and he tries to run through the tunnel again, around, try to get back to the front, right? Well, he doesn't do that. I thought he was done until we see the troopers come running through the terminal. Like all you see is just the troopers like that they called and the police that just come running through, right? And then I open the side door for him. He goes running around the front and I'm like, that's not where he's going. And I literally told him that there's 3 troopers that ran out. I opened the door. They ran out. And I'm like, that's not where he's going. I went right back through. Everyone's seen this happen. I went right back through the side gate terminal and I went running across the terminal inside. And like I said, everyone just spread out. They all seen me coming. They all just spread out. He came through the front doors and boy, I met him perfect. Like he went through the front door, stopped. So like when you're like running and you're like, when you're looking behind you and you're like, like you take that breath for a second. He's like, he runs to the front doors, opens it, swings it open, running through, like gets in, like just enters the terminal, turns around, looks, and is like, like I outsmarted you motherfuckers, right? That was his face, by the way. He was just like, anyway, looks behind him. He's like,
Did it Mockingbird?
he's like, oh yeah, I outsmarted you motherfuckers. Turns down, okay, so I'm coming this way. He's like, whatever. And like, as he like turns around and sees me running full fucking speed at him, like just full fucking speed. But by the time like I see him, he's not even looking at me. I'm just gonna hit you, tackle you again, not hit you. I'm gonna tackle you. And I go running. As he turns around, the surprise on his face again, like the last one was a little like, it wasn't perfect timing. This was perfect. Like he literally is just like, holy fuck. Like, but when he did that, so he did that and I just, bam, I just grabbed him and I held like his arms. Cause when he did the whole like he literally did the like he was scared, right? When his arms shake. Then I grabbed him like that, right? And I held him and then I waited a good like 15, 20 seconds for the troopers to catch up. Cause they were a little bit behind. So it's no big deal. It's just they were behind, and I grabbed them and I waited. They start putting the cuffs on him, right? So they're like, at this point, I got him. They grab one arm, I grab the other arm, and then the other trooper shows up, and then they go to cuff him, right? And I'm still holding him while they're trying to cuff him, to make sure he doesn't try and run again. And calmest be, the kid goes, "Yo, guys, this is really fucking gay." That's what he did. Just calm too. Like he wasn't like out of. He was just like, this is pretty fucking gay. Like, and we're like, what the fuck? Like,
You were about to be gay earlier.
yeah, right.
Like now you got a problem with it?
So anyway, so they cuff him, and then they take him away pretty much. I have to do my statement like we, always have to when it comes to something like that. And then he ended up getting charged with, I don't know 100%. I did get the paperwork in the mail for it. I don't know the actual legality of any of it. That's just what happened. Yeah.
That's kind of like with me when I got punched. It was just like that one little graze, and instantly you're like, oh, fuck this. And
Yeah.
then you're fucking.
You feel
like,
it.
yeah.
Like, you're in the, and you have that adrenaline going, and usually you don't feel like you're like, oh, what, right? But I'm not an angry person. Like he said, he fights all the fucking time.
I don't fight all the time.
Oh, no, wait. That's not what I meant to say. I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't mean to say it like that.
You come from a fighting background.
That's different.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so like you're used to fighting, so like you're.
It doesn't matter. Once you get hit, once you get hit, that switch goes. Yep. Like I'll talk to you all day. Am I not the king of the escalation? Like, I am. How many fights have you seen me get in?
Well, that one time could have helped, but I'm still trying to let that go.
I talk people down very well. Like I'm the king of the escalation. But the second I get touched, that's your fault. Nobody told you to hit me. But I don't fight all the time though.
But I didn't punch him.
Yeah.
I didn't hit the kid. I just picked him up, carried him, realized, when you get that few minutes to calm down, I was carrying him while I'm calming down. Because I'm walking fast, right? He's on my shoulder. I'm just like, no, hell no, And then I'm just like, what am I doing?
Like I don't want to fight. I don't want to get into it, but just give me an inch, no homo, and it's on. Like just instantly, just like I wasn't expecting it. Like you don't expect it because it's like,
yeah.
But it happens.
Hey, as long as I
People
protect
don't
the
give a
left
shit.
side, I just can't get hit in the fake. That's a cheap shot. I mean,
But-
fucking hit me in the left side.
Here's the best part of this, right? So where we work, people get trespassed. We get the trespass notices, right? We have it in our little security book. They put it where all the staff can see it so everybody knows who to look out for. This kid got trespassed just like everybody else with a nice picture of them and story of what they did. On the trespass notice, it said Skylar's bully.
They did. Yep. I was clearly shown that. That next day I came in, they were like, hey, I heard you got into a fight with the 12-year-old. Mind you, hold on. So that next morning, right? So we opened too, right? So I was doing a night shift. So we opened it too. This is how quick this shit went downhill. We opened the doors, and the first employee that I seen that was, doing the terminals and stuff like that, first person I seen goes, hey, I heard you got hit by a 12-year-old last night. And I'm like, no, he was about 16. Now, mind you, we didn't know what his age was at this time. So I didn't even know there was a trespass code, right, at the time. And I'm like, nah, he was about 16, I guarantee it, or 17. Like, he was in that range, right, to make myself feel better. And then like everyone's like, hey, I heard you got hit by a 10-year-old. And ever since that, it went down. It's been going down. And then we got the actual trespass paperwork, which he said they wrote on it that said Skylar's bully. And I was like, yeah, well, let me see that shit. I guarantee this kid's 16, 17 years old, right? And they're like, no, he was 14. And I'm like, fuck. After that, all the time, everybody, like, so we would get into like situations with kids, like when we do that. This is, mind you, this is recent, by the way. This isn't like,
This is last summer, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just for context, like right now, it's like spring 2026. This was summer.
Yeah.
So it's almost
a
not
year.
not a full year, but it's recent. It's
Yeah.
like the last 8 months or so.
Yep.
So
But anyway, when I seen it was 14, so now every time we ever had an issue with any kids, literally any kids at all, like if they were like, oh, I'm gonna fight you, or they would start fighting there, we had to pull them apart. Everybody would be like, Skylar, your age group's right here. Come get them. They're right here. Come get them. Like they would start, like the actual staff would actually be like, Skylar, look, they're fighting. Those about your age. They look about your age, about 13, 14. Go get them. And that was the thing.
I dealt with him once. I don't remember. I was with one of you two. I think I was with one of you. I don't remember who it was. If the story sounds familiar and it was you, then obviously. But first time dealt with the kid, I don't remember what it was. He was coming over in the train, came over in the train with a bunch of girls, and he was like, they were trying to hide from him or something. They went in the bathroom. And so actually, no. All right. I was in the terminal, and I was by myself at the time. I was in the terminal, and I see a boy, a bunch of kids come in. It was 4 girls and a guy, 4 girls and a boy. And you could tell they were all young, like 13, 14, 15. You could tell they were all young. And this was maybe like 2 months before your incident. But the girls go in the bathroom, boy goes in the boys' bathroom, right? Then I'm standing there, I'm looking, and I see him go in the girls' bathroom. So I start walking over to go like get him out the bathroom, but he comes right back out. Like he was only in there for like 5 seconds. So now I'm watching. And I'm watching to see what he does. He goes back in, and then I hear, there's a boy in the girls' bathroom, blah, blah, blah. Then he comes back out again. So now I start walking over there, but then he's hovering by the door. So I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. Then he goes in. I start walking over to get him, and then he starts getting his ass kicked. Was I with one of you for that?
Not me. Mm-mm.
When, who the hell was I with? Anyway, he followed these girls to the bathroom. He was with the girls. He was with them. They went in the bathroom. He followed them into the bathroom. One of them kept telling him to get out the bathroom. I thought they were joking around. I thought it was like his girlfriend or whatever, and he was like trying to be funny. No, he was being creepy. So when they were like, oh, there's a boy in the girls' bathroom, I thought, like, you know when kids just like shout stuff being stupid? No, they were literally like calling, like, hey, there's a guy in here, come get him. So I walk over to like go get him out the bathroom, because now I hear the fight. I can tell something's happening. I get to the door, and this girl is beating the shit out of this guy. The same kid. I wasn't with one of you guys?
Nope.
I don't remember who I was working with. But yeah, I go in the bathroom, and this girl's beating the shit out of him, and he's trying to fight back. Like, he's throwing punches at her and shit. This kid can't fight. Like, he can't fight. She's beating the shit out of this kid, right? So I pull him out, and then I ask what's going on, and she's like, yeah, he's a fucking weirdo. He's following us, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, you guys are together. Like, I just said, but in my head, I'm like, you guys are together because I saw when you came off the train together earlier, you guys left, you all came back together. So I know they're together, right? She's like, we don't know him. He's blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, story's not making sense, right? But then, like, the other girls are like, yeah, we go to high school together. We see him in the hallway, but we don't really talk to him. He's weird. I'm like, all right, he is kind of weird. It does make more sense. And then they told me what happened, where they were all hanging out together. Well, he was hanging out with one kid. I guess that kid is a friend of theirs, or like one of theirs or whatever. He didn't know them. His friend knew them. So he went from hanging out with one kid to like all of them hanging out. Then that kid left. So now he's alone with a bunch of girls he doesn't really know. Like, he's seen them in the hallway at school, but he doesn't know them. So normal person would just like hang out for a while, and then you just go about your day, right? They had plans to like ride the train to Seattle, do shit in the city. He just followed them like a little fucking puppy, even though he doesn't really know them. Followed the guy on the train with them, came into the city, followed them around the city, came back to the terminal, and then decides to be a creep and get some Diddy shit and try to follow them into the bathroom and all that. And this girl wasn't having it, and I respect that. Like, I want my daughter to do the same thing. You follow her in the bathroom, beat your fucking ass, which is what she did. But yeah, so we made him leave, and then we were like, bro, you gotta go. And he's like, but I have to get on the train to go back home. And like, there's another train station next door, 2 different lines, but they go to the same place. So I'm like, Pretty much the same thing he was doing with you, where he's like, "Why can't I ride? I'm gonna ride." Blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, no, you're not. Like, you're being weird. You gotta go. And I don't know how you can tell he was 14. I could tell he was young, but he was just being like really stupid. So I'm like, get out, right? So I'm like, go next door. There you could catch the train going to the same place. It's a different train line, different company, but it'll get you to the same place. Their kids, they ride for free. You take that one, they're gonna take this one. And then they're like, well, we're staying in the city, like whatever. We're trying to get away from them, right? So I don't remember who I was working with, but we we basically he went outside to go to the other train station, and then they were like, all right, come on, let's go. So they ran and they left them. Like they ran, he didn't see them, they left. Turns out he did see them, so he cut around the other way, went down to the sidewalk, found them. They came back, he found them back, and we're like, bro, leave them alone. And now they're done. Now they're pissed. They're like, fuck it, we're getting on the train, we're going home. And this kid's a creep. Like, he's done some really creepy shit. So they're like, we're going home, and we're like, all right, cool. You guys get on this train, you get the fuck out. He leaves, and he was also high as fuck that day too. He leaves, he comes back in he had a big pink hoodie on, right? He comes back in a little like black t-shirt, trying to act like we don't know it's him. I'm like, bro, I told you to leave. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, if you take your shirt off, you're still you, bro. And then he took his shirt off, and then he stuffed his hoodie in his back. So I'm like, you gotta go. And then he turns around, and there's like a big lump in his back. I'm like, you're a dumbass. Get the fuck out, right? And he kept leaving, and then coming back, trying to do like these disguises and sneak in through another door and stuff. I'm like, get the fuck out, right? So finally, we pretty much kept him out. They got on the train. And then he actually stayed, and instead of going to one next door, he got on the following one. But the trains ran like every 2 hours. So instead of just going home, he hung out for like 2 hours. When they came, they had to wait like an hour. So he hung out for like 3 hours because he didn't want to just ride the one next door. But yeah, I could have sworn I was with one of you. I'm surprised I wasn't, because like,
I remember a pink hoodie, but I don't think I remember. Like, was I there when he actually was getting hit, or did I come back and you were like, "Oh, I just kicked"?
No, whoever I was with. Like, I was by myself when he was in the bathroom, but my partner and I, maybe I was with David. I think I was with David. Yeah, I was with David. That's because I remember, because we were joking about it. And you guys will meet David one day. He's gonna be a guest on the show. He's one of our coworkers. He has some crazy stories, but yeah, I was with him, but no, it was fun. Like, we were making fun of him. Like, every time he came back, he just like, he kept coming back and try to get in, and we were just trolling him, and we were just making fun of him for like getting beat up by a bunch of girls in the bathroom and stuff, and that was making him leave more than us like pushing him out. Like, every time we heard his pride, he'd leave and then come back. But no, he's a little weird fucking kid, bro. But yeah.
So I kind of want to add on. So I have another story. It was about. So this actually just happened, like within like maybe 2-3 months ago. Did you guys hear about the kid that had a knife, came in, threatened us?
Oh yeah.
And then he ended up leaving. Like, the troopers watched it, and like, not watched it, but like, he threatened us. He had a knife, like concealed, like, well, if he had like a sweatshirt on, like, you have it concealed. But
Like Assassin's Creed style.
Sure. I don't know, but like, he had it
You
like
go like
right
this,
here.
and the blade comes out.
Yeah. But but he wasn't like, I'm gonna kill you or anything. Well, he did actually say that multiple times, that he was gonna kill us, but it wasn't like, he wasn't like up, like using it as a, he wasn't threatening us with the knife to kill us. He was just verbally saying, I'm gonna kill you, fuck you guys, blah, 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 right? Well,
Yeah.
but this is a kid. This is like 16, 17, right? Like, actually, I think the kids said they were about 15, 16, something like that, right? And then they were wasted. There's 3 of them. They were wasted. The two kids, not being racist again, but the 2 white kids and then the 1 black kid. I'm sorry, but I'm just telling the story. But on a serious note, the guy with the knife with the black kid was threatening us. The 2 white kids were like, fuck that, I'm out. Like, they were like, fuck that, we don't know this like kid, pretty much, right? And disappeared. we told the troopers, hey, they've got underage drink, kids that are drunk, blah, blah. They were like, as long as they get home, we're fine. Well, then when they started threatening us, they didn't threaten us with a knife. They just threatened us. The troopers walked them off the property and was like, hey, that kid specifically, you got to leave. You're not getting on the train, because you're threatening and that's not okay. Well, apparently come to find out, he walked about a block away. They walked about a block away. PD shows up. They come up to us, right? They're like, they don't come up to us. They come up and they're like just doing whatever. And then we were like, hey, just a heads up. There's 3 kids that just left. One of them potentially has a knife because this partner that I was with apparently seen the knife. And so they were like, hey, just heads up. There's a kid that just left. Troopers walked about the property. Apparently he has a knife. So just be aware if you get a call about, a black kid with 2 white kids, pretty much you're going to whatever, right? That's just summing it up. Apparently the PD officer, he was on the 2nd floor with us. He walked down to his vehicle and all of a sudden 9 PD officers just boo, 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 boo.
No, did he get in the car and then when he got in the car, they were calling for it?
Yeah. So, well, that's the thing is we didn't know any of that. So we, all of a sudden the car, the PD goes down, gets in the car, and all of a sudden you just hear like sirens like crazy coming through the city, like speeding. They're fucking speeding, and they pull in and they block our entrance and the exit for where people can park, right? And then, so then now the troopers that were on site at the time, they even called us and they're like, hey, security, can you guys come over here for a second? So we walk over there. Now there's all the PD cars are empty. No one's near them, because they locked them and they're gone. So there's no one even to move the cars. And we're like, what the hell? What is happening? Even the troopers were like, what the hell is happening, right? So, and they asked us, and we're like, we have no idea. We told them what happened, but we didn't get threatened with a knife. We told them flat out, we didn't get threatened with a knife. We just got threatened. That was it. So it was a verbal threat, not a real threat. And then, so then even the troopers are getting pissed. Yeah, this wasn't an actual threat. I don't understand why these guys all showed up. Well, what nobody knew, right? So we were in the dark for a good 20 minutes. What nobody knew when the PD officer finally came back after 20 minutes of detaining the kid and all that stuff, he came back and we were like, dude, we didn't see the knife. Or, well, we seen the knife. Sorry, she seen the knife. The partner seen the knife. I didn't see the knife, and we're like, it was just an empty threat. It wasn't like an actual threat with a knife. And so the trooper starts talking to the PD, like, what the hell's going on? Whatever. Apparently that's when the PD officer said, right when you told us, I walked down to my downstairs, got into my vehicle. As soon as I got in the vehicle, we get a call about exactly the description you told us about. He just pulled a knife on an elderly woman and threatened to kill her. And we were like, see, we were in the dark of all that. So we just hear sirens coming. We think they're coming onto our threat, what we told them happened. And I was like, oh shit, we're fucked. Because why would they, we're like, why would you send this many officers when we already told you it was an empty threat? We already got you off the property, for all that stuff. What's happening? So we were thinking they were coming because we said something. It was, yeah. So anyway, come to find out that he actually did walk down a block, pulled a knife on an elderly woman, and threatened to kill her. And apparently refused every single time to refused arrest, was resisting arrest the entire time. He was fighting him. And then there's that same kid before. I dealt with him 3 weeks ago, or 3 weeks before, with another partner. Him and 2 other buddies, they came in wasted and high, and we couldn't figure out what the other there's 3 buddies and him, different kids, by the way. He was hanging with different kids, and he was in the bathroom, and these kids are going in, and you just hear screaming from the bathroom, get the fuck out of the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. This kid's in the bathroom screaming it, right? And we're like, what's happening? So me and the other partner walk over. He's a big dude, right? He's a big dude. And my partner is a big dude. Anyway, we walk over and we're like, what's going on, right? Whatever. His friends go, yeah, we're a little drunk and high, and our buddy ended up shitting himself on the way over here. And he was like, and we're like, okay. So then he's screaming at the kids, and we're like, get out of the bathroom. Leave the kid alone. We're literally telling the 3 other kids, leave him alone, bro. Why are you in there? Because they're in there like, yo, you goody, and making fun of him and trying to. I'm just like, bro, leave him alone, right? Let him do his thing. He comes out, and the big guy that we're with, right? He's a nice guy, big, nice partner that I'm with, right? He's like, hey, he goes, do you need me to see if I can get some pants for you or anything? Like, he was nice. No, but he did do this by the way, he did do this in front of everybody, but he goes, hey, just curious, do you need us to like help you get some pants or any type of thing, like whatever? And then he was like, nah, fuck you, man, fuck you. And then now when you go from a gentle giant, this guy went, he's trying to be nice. That my partner can get pretty.
He switches immediately.
Yep. Dude.
I only saw it once. No, I didn't know he could do it because he's literally like the nicest person. I had no idea. Like, those people that are just big for no reason.
Yep.
I'm like, he's a waste of bigness because like
yeah.
he's a giant teddy bear. And I've heard that he could get like angry, but I've never seen it. I saw it once. And I was like, "Oh fuck, yeah!" I would never, I would never mess with him. Because when he gets mad, God bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets mad, like right as soon as you're like, no, he's like, no, fuck you, man. And then immediately he's like, you know what? Fuck me, get the fuck out of the train station. Like, and immediately it was like, get the hell out of here. I was trying to be nice, and now you're not even doing it. So they go outside, right? Now we're on the second floor, right, at this time. And the kid tried to jump over the rail. Suicide. Like, that's the first thing me and him seen, right? Me and my other partner, we see him. He's on the rail. He's hanging like this. He's holding onto the rail. The kids are just standing around him. They're not like getting close to him. They're not like where they could push him or anything, so we don't have to worry about that. But immediately the kid's just like, nah, screw you guys, gets over and grabs the rail. And more of his body was on this side. Like when you start like kind of like just falling off of a rail kind of thing. Anyway, immediately.
And this is a drop. If you go over it, you're dead.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, you're dead.
20 feet. Easy.
Yeah.
20, 25. 20.
That's way more than 20 feet, bro. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's way more than 20 feet.
It's a couple flights of stairs, so
Yeah,
that's definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when he was on it, and immediately, I was trying to take care of the kids, so as I turned, the big guy pushed me out of the way. Like, so he was like standing like right here, and then he like pushed me, and I'm like, what the heck? And I turn and look, and I realize the kid's literally laying over, because I'm talking to these kids, and I realize he's laying over, so he goes over. So he goes over. He grabs the kid by the legs. I grab the kid by the shoulder, and we pull him up and over, right? And we throw him on the ground, because at this point, now.
Was he so shitty? I'm assuming.
He was still covering his shit because his pants were and everything. So he pulls him down. Now at this point, my partner's on top of him trying to detain him, because he's like, no, you're getting detained. And he pulls out his cuffs and everything. And then the three other kids are trying to push my partner out of the way, which that's not gonna happen. But they're trying to push him out of the way. And I'm throwing, they're on his back. I'm not kidding when I say literally, like, he's down, like, no, you're getting detained now. And they're on his shoulders, like, holding onto his neck, like literally, like, when they like when you're a kid and you like play with your dad or whatever, and they're on him. I'm grabbing them and I'm throwing each one off one at a time, trying to keep them away from the situation while he detains them. And we're trying to tell the kids he's trying to kill himself. You guys don't understand that he's literally trying to commit suicide. I understand that you don't think so because you know him, but as our eyes, he was trying to, jump over and kill himself. And so we have protocol for that. So we had to detain him, and we were going to get help for him. Well, then he ended up like getting loose, and they ended up running off the property. But and then they came back, and we explained to the kids our protocol and all that stuff, and they were like, no, we understand. Because at first they were like, no, fuck you, and blah, no, they understood. Then they leave, right? Then they leave, and he turns to me. My partner turns to me and goes, I think he was still shitty. Because where he's like, yeah, I grabbed his legs, not even thinking about it. And then I went to detain him, and he's on his like backside where all his shit is, right? And he's just trying to detain him. And then he goes, like, after it's all said and done, he's like, I think he's still shitty. And I was like, oh, that's disgusting, bro. Go wash your hands. And he's like, well, we had, and he starts explaining to me like why we did what we did. And I'm like, go wash your hands. I don't want to talk to you right now. Your hands, you're all shitty. And he's like, oh yeah. He goes, I think I grabbed like literally right where the shit was and everything. And I'm like, Please just go wash your hands. That's disgusting. Oh man.
Yeah.
Get the fuck away from me. I don't want to talk to you. I need to see you go. Go.
Oh man. I
man.
just thought that was, and then he came back 3 weeks later, and that's when all the knife stuff happened.
Thank you guys for joining us on Can't Report That. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did. As always, I'm Q.
I'm Oliver.
And I'm Sky.
And we'll see you guys again next week. New episodes every Monday. All platforms.